Studio 94, it's Metro back here with you, and what a crazy day today has been. In the studio, Mark Paul Gosselaar. How are you, man?
I'm doing good.
You got assaulted on the way in here by a bunch of ladies, and they all made you sign autographs and take pictures, and from what I understand, you're way cuter in person than you are on TV.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was a backhanded compliment or not, but I'll take it as what it was worth. It was really, it's sweet to see, that there's... they're obviously fans of Saved by the Bell,
right?
And I don't think they're old enough to be original fans, so I don't know where they fall in that generational gap. But I would say they're in their 20s.
That's the thing for me because I'm 25,
okay,
and I grew up on it, but I grew up on the reruns because it was on all the time, and it's still on all the time.
Right.
It's still on every morning, and it's amazing. It's got to be cool though to go anywhere and just to see that amount of fans just still passionate about a show like Saved by the Bell.
And I'm hoping that they travel with me throughout my career, and I hope they watch the new show. I hope they enjoyed the other projects that I did leading up to this. So it's nice. It's nice to have such a big fan base.
You know what we should do? Because we thrive on the awkward here at this on this radio show, and we're in this tiny little studio. Can we invite a bunch of the ladies in and have them in here? All right, let's open the door and bring a bunch of the girls in. This is going to be ridiculous. Hey, ladies.
That's a Beastie Boys.
Hey, ladies.
There you go.
Let's bring everybody in.
Hello.
Hi there.
Just so everyone knows, we're in this tiny little studio, and we've now packed it with attractive women that are all about you, which is got to be
That's a nice thing. It's flattering, isn't it?
Come on, let's see how many people we can pack in here. This is ridiculous.
All right, I'll scoot over. I'll get some more room over here.
This is hilarious.
She's sitting on your lap.
So,
she's like, sit on his lap, sit on his lap, sit on his lap, do it.
Just to set the scene now, we have probably like 10 girls here in this little studio.
11.
11 now, 11, with Mark Paul Gosselaar.
We have more in the back, we just can't close the door.
I'm glad you're a guy that, there's a lot of people that do like a show like that, like Saved by the Bell, and they're like, whatever, that's in the past. I'm moving on to bigger things now. But you're not like that though, right? Well,
I have no reason to be. I'm still proud of the work that I did on that show. It was a great project to be a part of. A great bunch of people to work with. If I hadn't moved on, it's been 15 years since we ended Saved by the Bell.
Right.
If I hadn't moved on, if that was the only thing that I accomplished in my acting career, I might be a little bitter.
Right.
But I've done some great projects in the past, and I'm proud of the work that I did
because
it shaped me. I mean, it's who I am. I mean, my fans know me as ZACK Morris, but they hopefully follow me, like I said before, to my projects that I'm working on now.
Because there are people from that show that didn't move on that do feel like they're kind of bitter. I don't know about your relationship with some people.
They moved on, but maybe not in the direction per se that they ultimately wanted to be in. Mario's done a great job. I think he ultimately wants to be a host, and I think he's very charismatic, and he's got a great look to him, and he's talented in what he does as being a host. But I don't know if he ultimately wants to be an actor or a host, but he seems to be on the right path to being a great host. And Tiffany and Elizabeth, they all try to do roles and projects. And I know Elizabeth was on Broadway recently.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, there's like some people, like I won't name names, but it rhymes with Rustin Ryman. Who we've had on and have had bad experience with, and I don't know if that's his MO now is, things aren't going his way, so he's going to kind of be a dick about things, but I mean, I don't know, and I know that he has a book coming out and everything, and I don't know your thoughts on that either.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Let me be the first to say that from the ages of 12 to 18, my memory is completely wasted from the hardcore drugs and the backstage groupie orgies.
That's right.
So I'm looking forward to someone writing a book so that I can piece together my life, because I have no recollection of that period of my life.
Where in Bayside High did you have the drug orgies?
It was underneath the bleachers, of course, and with all the studio audience, we used to just bring them back into our rooms at the age of 14 and party
in the studios of KTTY Bayside.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring a bunch of girls in.
Exactly. I was the man, because I had my big cell phone, my big white cell phone, and I was getting all the digits from the ladies and stuff. So it was, his book should be interesting. It should be a good read, but he's got to sell books somehow. So
right,
got to make a living. but I really have no recollection of some of the major details of that show. There's things that'll pop up in my head, and I'll remember, oh, yeah, I remember that. But for the most part, we did 120 shows.
That's amazing.
And there's moments that I remember, but not specific details of what the shows that we did.
You know what could be fun? Is E-Rock back there? Do we have E-Rock here? No? E-Rock's our Saved by the Bell expert. We got to get E-Rock and have him refresh you on some of the episodes.
Yeah, that sounds like fun for me. I lived it, man. It's like Vietnam. I lived it. You know, I don't need to be told again. But it's fun for me now because I can watch it and not critique myself. I can actually enjoy watching the show and kind of get a kick out of that show as well.
What's your favorite Saved by the Bell episode if you had to pick one?
That's a good one. I liked when you and Slater had to do the shots, the flu shots, because you had a crush on the nurse.
Okay.
Oh, we were just talking about that one yesterday. That's the one where was it Slater that hides behind the curtain, and you think you're talking to the nurse, and he goes, nothing.
Who played the nurse? Was she cute? Yeah, thank you.
Everyone here loves it.
No, that's what, and then people always say, you know, they'll say, oh, you know, once you got off of Saved by the Bell and you did some real acting, and I take offense to that because we really did. In my opinion, we worked hard at it. And that's why we enjoyed it. We were good kids.
I agree, and it wouldn't have held up as long as it has if that wasn't the case. I don't think. I mean, why would they show a crappy show in reruns over and over and over and over and over and over again?
And over and over
and over.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish I'm hoping that it'll still be around when my son and daughter are old enough to watch it.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting. But I see these pictures and I just look at it like my son.
It's gonna be weird when your son walks in the kitchen one day and calls you preppy.
Yeah. Why I oughta. What'd you say? He already calls me honey because my wife calls me, my wife honey, and he'll go, honey. Well, no.
No, you're not allowed.
Don't go there.
Yeah.
So the day that preppy. That'll be fun. I'll have to call you about that. Remember that day?
Remember
when it was cute?
Yeah.
Yeah,
not anymore.
All
right. Cool for school.
Oh my God.
So you don't remember that one either.
Cool for school.
Yeah, that one was on the other morning where you were tired of being a screw up and you wanted to do something for Bayside to leave your mark. So you wrote the school song. And they had a competition for everybody to write the school song. They were going to replace that was going to be your graduation gift.
Right.
And you went and you sabotaged everybody, which is so un-ZACK Morris.
Yeah, I would never do that.
You sabotaged everybody, and your song "Cool for School" is in a vote-off thing between yours and Screech's song. And then they find out you sabotaged them, and they put lemon juice in your drink, and then you're not able to sing at the assembly, and that's how you lose.
That sounds like a great story.
It's a good episode. It's a great episode.
It's so I really wish that I could remember those things. I don't know why.
It's awesome though that there's people here that know more about those episodes than you. I find that fascinating. That it's just like a blur for you.
It is a blur because remember, and that is such an awkward point in your life. You're going through so many changes.
Sure.
And then to have it on tape for the masses to watch. There was a point where we didn't want to have anything to do with it after the show was done when we were 19 or 20. So I don't know if it's a defense mechanism that we forgot. It's like being in not to compare myself to John McCain, but being in a tiger box,
right.
And you just don't remember the time you spent in there because we fought so hard to change and not be typecast after that show. So so that's why I'm looking forward to this book.
Plus you were high as hell the whole time and having orgies.
Right.
And so
that's what it was. Okay.
How can you keep track?
All right. I'm going to be honest. It was because we were high.
That's right.
We were completely high.
That's right. But it's a good episode. Although it's part of the Tory year, it's still a good episode.
Tory and Screech. I remember that. I know that they had a thing.
Well, we were talking about, and they're telling me to wrap it up, and this will be the last thing, I promise. That last year, you hooked up with everybody. You made out with Kelly before the senior prom. You and Lisa hooked up before the fashion show. You and Tori made out at some point.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you did. There's an episode where you two kiss.
I beg to differ on that one.
Really? E-Rock.
Really?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, who else did I make out with? This is getting good.
Jesse.
Oh, really?
Oh, but that was a couple years before that.
Yeah, I got to make out with her?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Good for you.
No, thank you.
All right.
Thank you. I've accomplished a lot.